And, you know. Okay, everybody, this is Dre, a Tattoo Squid podcast here with Randy Savage, not the dead guy.
Not that one.
The one and only. He's in living color right here, right in front of me. We call it Randy Savage, the BLM.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. My Twitter handle.
I can't remember the whole thing. I'll just say BLM.
Fine.
Yeah. But welcome to the show there, Randy.
Hey, thanks. Savage. Black Lives Matter.
There you go.
Just say the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So now I kind of forgot what we were just talking about before.
Oh yeah. So just in case anyone doesn't know, I am Random Randy Savage from Cult45 podcast. And
yes.
Today we're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk movies today. Maybe one movie, maybe all the movies. We're going to talk about movies today.
Maybe two movies. So we'll
maybe two movies
here and there.
For sure, two movies.
Yep,
definitely.
And then get into your show and everything else, and because I like the. All right, let's go into the movies first. Let's get what we came in here to do.
Okay.
All right. So Guyver.
Yes.
We are, you haven't seen the first one. I've seen it many times to know what the gist of it is. Yeah. So there's a guy named Jack Armstrong. Or not Jack. I'm sorry. We call it that's the character. That's the actor's name. I'm sorry.
He's really named Jack Armstrong? Really?
Well, that's the actor's name. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the actor's name. But the name
dirtier than it's supposed to
be. He plays Sean. So
okay.
But it's like a younger version, like the first one, and he's the guy plays Sean. So he does like martial arts classes, and judo and everything else. But he's like an outcast. In life and everything else, most of us are, and so he goes and he does all this stuff, but then he finds himself in trouble like all the time. So he gets caught up in this gang that keeps on bothering him every time in this alley. And basically we call it, the gang is somewhat they call them solenoids.
Right.
Which is like a monsteristic kind of beings, but they're kind of like camouflaged in human form. So, but he doesn't notice until he goes and, gets in a scuffle. Now in the gang actually is J.J. Walker from Good Times.
Okay.
Dynamite.
Yeah. I'm aware of who this person is. I'm more shocked that he was in like a superhero movie that I didn't know about.
Yeah, but he's like the villain as well. So he's like the henchman of the
what?
Villain. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's gonna sound like that kind of thing.
Okay.
But he's like part of this gang, and then they got like another guy that's a bald-headed guy, which he's been in every movie from like The Hills Have Eyes, like the original. And he's been in a bunch of other different movies like Weird Science, like the comedy movie.
Oh,
remember the biker that came in,
I remember that guy.
Yeah, the big guy. So he's running the gang as it is, but then he's going back to Sean. He goes and gets in a scuffle. Then he gets tossed into this alleyway where there's this alien kind of like orb looking thing, like a metal headpiece,
like a wet egg.
It's not like that. It's like a crevice, like you could put like your forehead in it,
basically. So like a wet crevice, he shove his head inside it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's
so he
very
falls
sexual.
And it's an 80s movie, so you figure he falls in the fucking thing.
Yeah, obviously.
But the whole thing like encases himself, and he comes into and basically the Guyver is a body bio armor.
No.
So it's an alien bio armor, and so it's like protecting him as it is. So now the gang shows themselves as monsters, and he's just battling, and then that's it. But then once they left, there's like these two little things on the back of his neck that basically the armor goes right through. These two little hole suction things in the back of his neck.
Little like nipple things on the back of his neck. That I remember from the part 2.
Okay. But then there's this girl that he likes called Miski.
Mhm.
Like she's Japanese, and they're going on, and she's trying to figure out. He's trying to explain the situation to him, but lo and behold, he stumbles onto a corporate kind of like entity of these monsters, and now he's going to try to stop them. But lo and behold, there is a um what was it? There's like a police detective, which is
Mhm.
played by Mark Hamill.
What?
Yeah, which Luke Skywalker.
What? What? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, now I know why it's so hard to fucking find, this movie online somewhere.
Yeah.
Unless you buy like the DVD of it. But
No, I didn't do that. I
no, I know,
like you
but
said,
I
I
mean
couldn't
that's like
find it.
cool.
Like it was
Yeah, but I mean, you could be able to find, like I said, the second one.
right. The
So
second one they give away for free. So I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, they
okay.
do it like on YouTube. You can watch the whole fucking thing. But for some
Right.
reason, Guyver, you look at the other one, it's like copyright infringements or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just mean
Well,
they couldn't make any money on it, and they don't know who to give the money to.
but
So
long story short, because I don't want to like, I know there's a lot of people that like the movie Guyver. I love the movie Guyver, but I think everybody else knows about it. But basically, what it is, he fights the forces of evil that are monsters, goes against like the head boss, which is like this
mhm.
huge. And he didn't know it at first until he kicks the head boss like through the door, but then he changes, and now he's like this like monstrous, like almost like a bull kind of
Oh,
thing, but with the 80s uh cinematography kind of thing. It
right.
doesn't look so cheesy. Yeah. But then they fight him, and then kind of like destroys him with the power within his chest kind of thing. He has like a cyclone thing that opens up.
Oh,
I know
okay.
I'm throwing you for a loop, but you've seen it
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
basically in the second one,
yeah. I was
what
like,
the guy had.
so I like going in cold into the second one. It gave me very little backstory about what happened in the first one, but
Yeah.
yeah, this sounded about right. Like that's what I expected. Was like there was a corporation that still is ruling the bad guys somewhere, and like the guy, he can't really control his symbiote metal suit kind of thing. It's like it's not working for him. It wants to kill, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to be this.
I don't want to be a killer.
Yeah.
No, I am designed to kill. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And it
Why,
was,
why did
yeah,
you search for me? I didn't want this.
it
You
was
know?
it was very reminiscent of Blue Beetle, like Young Justice season 1, where it's like all it really wanted to do was destroy everything. It's like it just like
Yeah.
it's not meant for peace. It's not meant to be a peacekeeper. It's meant to be a battle droid. It's meant to destroy things. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, don't even start me on Peacekeeper with the Suicide Squad 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that peacekeeper.
Yeah. Especially like, hey, let's go and get like the superhero pose in the woods. I'm like, hey, there's John Cena's crotch right there.
Yeah, right there. And it's like if I had to eat 1,000 beach, like if this whole beach was covered in dicks, I'd eat this whole beach to protect freedom. It's like, okay, so
I am for freedom.
I would eat all these dicks for freedom. Okay.
And then we call I can't get the guy's name right. We call the one that plays the pretty much the leader of the
Idris
group.
Elba.
Yeah. We call it, and he just gave him that look like,
Yeah, that's
what?
his look. He gives that look. He made 4 seasons of Luther that was like that, literally just giving people that weird stare. Like, what are you talking about?
And in Dark Tower,
Yeah,
and in Ghost Rider,
and in was it the Rockabye, Rocket something. It's a Gerard Butler movie that he's in, like for half a second.
yeah. But then now we get into the second movie,
Mhm.
which you've seen, and basically, as it is, the corporation is global. Basically, they're
Oh,
because the guy we call it that was at the campsite, which and everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, they go to this campsite, they
right.
find some kind of scientific discovery. Scientist and the daughter, is a scientist as well, goes and finds this, discovery as it is, and they're searching and mining, and there's this whole campsite full of workers and compensation pieces and whatever.
Yeah, they're all
And
students. They're all like
yeah, the students and all that,
undergrads.
they help him out. And then so then Sean, finds out about this, has these dreams, and he goes, I need to go to this dig. And
Right.
it's like, oh, okay, fine, whatever.
I need to go there. It'll stop the nightmares. It'll stop the thing from wanting to kill. And I was like, oh,
But we
okay.
find out that it doesn't, it just
Nah.
increases his
Yeah, it just
his
wants more killing
nightmare.
power. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
But then they find out, he finds out we call it that the Zoinoids are still around, and he's wondering why I killed all of you. I'm like, what the hell? So, but then there's a guy that works at the camp, and he is the FBI or CIA operative, and
Yeah,
he's going
it's for the
undercover.
government.
Yeah, and then he has like then he goes in there and he tells them, he goes, oh no, the Zoinoid, we call it this. That's like Los Angeles. And he goes, what? He goes, yeah, they're all over the world. He goes, what?
Yeah, then the corporation is like Cronus, something
Yeah,
like that. Cronus.
yeah, Kronos.
Cronus, you fought Cronus in LA. That was Cronus LA.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Cronus International.
Yeah.
Cronus is everywhere. It is in our government right now. We don't know how many, we don't know how many there are, if they're everywhere, if they're infiltrated at the highest levels. Like, we have to make sure we have to destroy this threat from outside or within. It's like, oh, okay.
Now for me, we call it saying that I'm not political, but I'm just going to say this, that maybe that is the truth about the whole politicians area. Maybe they are monsters underneath.
I ain't no maybe about it.
Yeah.
They're monsters. Everyone's a monster.
There must be something like that.
Everyone's a monster. No.
One guy probably has like that huge cranium that's inverted.
I would not be surprised. Like sometimes I do wonder if I'm living in a Power Rangers type universe where Rita Repulsa is literally like was on stage. The best is yet to come. Make my monster grow.
That is like the most like sinister. It's like every witch in America.
Right. And I was like, okay, I obviously I need a power morpher or something. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? But no, this is still, I say that because Guyver, going back to the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of this has the, like, I don't know whether it was shot this way or like just kind of pointing in this direction, but it definitely feels like a very long version of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like an episode of Power Rangers that was shot for a TV movie, but has all the same like beats. We have our mission, we have our powers, we have our love interests, and it's like it was so reminiscent. I expected a more musical track underneath. Like, oh no, there was one, the Guyver theme that was underneath like every like action scene, like, and I can't remember what it was.
It was like dun.
Yes,
it's like Terminator 2 almost.
Right, but it was not as cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, but it was very pronounced every time it showed up, and I think that's why I blotted it out of my brain, because I was just like, okay, this is getting kind of irritating, and I don't normally notice music like that, so I was like,
but the running sequence from like the mountainside.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumped down and he ran, and you see him like running through the lake. That was like more like Power Ranger esque kind of thing. Yeah. And then the war just flashing behind him,
Right.
So I'm just waiting.
And the transformation scene definitely felt like a lot of Mask Rider, where it's like, whoa, and he like he'd get into his power pose, and I was like, okay. But I would be out of this movie right now if the violence wasn't like, oh, it's a Power Rangers movie with the violence of a Jason movie. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. He murders people. He murders criminals. It's not like a sparks or anything. He slashes at them and blood flies everywhere. And I was like, oh, okay. I will see your movie and see how far it goes. Yeah. So.
But overall, I mean, it is good entertainment, kind of. Like,
I'm not like I was out, and then they brought me back in with the violence, and I was like, okay, let's see how we go.
It's all about the violence.
It's all about the violence.
So
That's what Power Rangers was missing, really. Is like if you read the comics, it's way violent. It's way more violent than it is a TV show because they can do that. And like the fact that Darkon kills most of the Power Rangers in the multiverse, and I was like, what? Yeah, there's a whole lore out there. But I was like,
which is the one with the there's the one that you mentioned.
Darkon,
Before. No, but before
Mask Rider.
no, the witch lady.
Oh, Rita Repulsa.
Yeah. And then it wasn't there one that has like he has like a mask on top of a mask and he has like a staff.
That was Lord Zed.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's the guy I like. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He's like, you idiot, get over here.
I never understood their like dynamic. It's like, you can't win this way. Why do we keep repeating the same thing over and over again? I'm like, it's a kid's show. Stop
Yeah.
bringing the big bang on this.
Especially with the ooze, when they had the second one, the ooze. Yeah. And they put them, then they put the two of them like in a little shaking, globe.
Yeah, that was cheesy. Like,
yeah. I was like, what the hell's going on? We're gonna get
out. And then they escape. And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. And they get ninja swords. And I was like, okay, now you're just making things up now.
Yeah.
You're just making things up. And I'm out. I'm officially too old for this. Gonna go watch my Batman cartoons now.
I mean, I still watch like cartoons whenever I get a chance.
Yeah.
And
I still do. I like.
What about your favorite cartoons? Like, that if you had to go and watch cartoons like now, and what would you go and watch?
Let's see. So right now, we're depending on who I'm with. Like if I need to watch cartoons with a bunch of kids, because I did this the other day, I would watch Gravity Falls because I like how it's still funny, but it's still kind of dark because they're like, that monster ate his whole face off. Oh, and then Myrtle will make a weird noise like, oh, and I was like, oh, okay. But so it's funny to me, but it's not incredibly like graphic for children.
Yeah.
Or, if I'm by myself, it's Rick and Morty or Futurama, and then Batman the Animated Series. I watch cartoons all the time.
Yeah, because I used to watch like the older ones, like you got like G.I. Joe, like the older ones, not the newer version ones, and then Transformers, like what was the other one? Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, like I thought He-Man was gonna show up.
Well, no, He-Man's in there too, because especially with the PSAs.
Yeah.
It's like that's where you learn your shit.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you got the PSAs and what was it? I said something to somebody about like, oh yeah, I was watching G.I. Joe. Oh no, I was talking to there's a girl named Vanessa. Well, I call her V anyway. The Life Paranormal with V. I don't know if you're like she's on Twitter like as much as I am and everybody else.
Oh, okay.
And she is like a medium, psychic kind of person that deals with like dead people and everything, like the supernatural.
She communes with the dead and stuff.
Yeah, so cool. She's like she does readings and all that, tarot cards and whatnot. So I was telling her this. Well, I told her a story, but it was like it was a real story. Basically, like I can be able to dream. And like when you get nightmares and you just wake up in a cold sweat or whatever, and just like it just really disturbed you, whatever, and you couldn't sleep. Me, I would go and sleep, and I can control shit in my dreams, basically. So I can make it what I want it to be. Something that's gonna be nasty or something. I'm like, okay, look here's a unicorn that's gonna or whatever.
Right.
And she's like, oh wow, that's great, that you can be able to do something like that. I'm like, well, after watching G.I. Joe and and all that, you learn a lot of shit.
Wait, they had a whole segment on lucid dreaming in G.I. Joe. That's
there
cool.
was an episode where the guy Dr. Mindbender, he when the Serpentor era came around, like you had Cobra Commander, you had Serpentor, and they had this episode where he made this dream machine, and the dreams, they can control the dreams of the GI Joes, and that way they get distraught. They can't. They're too sleepy. They can't fight. So
Right.
then Cobra can take over, no problem. So
Makes
now
sense.
everybody has like crazy fucking dreams, like Iceberg, which is the snowman. He falls in a glacier, and then snakes come out and eat him, and and whatnot. They got all these different scenarios, and then there's like a guy named Lowlight, which is like he's a sniper, and he's been dealing with bad dreams like all his life since he was a kid.
Right.
So he just learned to be able to control his dreams.
Oh.
And like then all of a sudden they try to go after him, but he starts killing all the snakes with rats from like where he lived in the city, and the rats would go and eat the snakes and whatnot. So it was always I love that episode. And then after the whole thing's done and everybody woke up from their bad dream, they're like, oh, it's over. And now the guy Lowlight's like in the bed sleeping, and one of the guys is like, listen, this is the best sleep he had for like years, so let him sleep. He's had to have one. But
so that reminded me of the Justice League episode where Dr. Destiny did the same thing, where he trapped most of the Justice League members in their own dreams and their nightmares. Batman was the one who was like, no, you're not trapping me in my dream, because I'm the Batman. No one beats me.
Yeah, basically he's like the master of his own fucking dream. He's a master of everything almost.
Right. Oh, he's the master of plot armor. It's like they've literally made an entire universe. It's like, what happens if Batman always wins? But that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. Like, just
that's like what's not Suicide Squad. Oh shit. The with Robin, he made his own team. Oh, Titans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So have you watched that, or like
I've seen Titans. Well, yeah, I've seen the original Teen Titans, and I've watched like maybe a little bit of Titans Go. Or are you talking about?
I'm talking about like
HBO Max Titans.
The HBO Max one, yeah.
I've seen like the first season. Yeah, I've seen the first season. I haven't gone past that yet. So I don't know. Just like I haven't had the drive to watch it. Like I would say I don't have the time, but I have time to watch stuff I've seen 1,000 times. I don't want to watch anything new right now. I don't know why, but like, I only watch new stuff for the podcast.
Yeah, I just like I go and whatever I can be able to watch, because me and my girlfriend, we used to go, and it's like, well, we still do, but we watch like series, but then we used to like watch like 5 to like 8 series within the week, and we're jumping around. I'm like, why don't we just stick with one fucking series and finish it, and then go on another one, and then another one. So now we got like a whole bunch of series that we haven't really finished.
Yeah, I am the same way. It's
like Game of Thrones.
Oh
yeah.
Where are you in Game of Thrones? Maybe you're done. Maybe you can just stop.
No, that's what everybody else kept on saying. I think over like 5. I think.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Maybe get 6 out of the way. Don't go any further than that. You're good. You don't need to go any further than that. Just like, nah.
Yeah, see, I just told my girlfriend, I'm like, listen, Randy Savage told me not to.
Yeah, just do yourself a favor. Like, I was watching, I got so close to finishing Lucifer, and they added another season, and I was like, come on, man. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm bored with this.
But yeah, we call it Titans. It was like really, I was like intrigued about it. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and then I started watching it, and then all of a sudden the actress, we call it that plays Starfire.
Yeah,
like I'm like, I'm watching this more.
Yeah, I get it. And
I'm not being a womanizer, folks.
She's very pretty. Come on, she's like stupid hot. And it's like, what was sad about it is like everyone was always nagging about it when that show was coming out. Like, she doesn't look anything like Starfire. And I'm like, Starfire is an alien. She can look like anywhere she wants. And it's like they were set photos is what they were watching, and it's like, they're garbage photos. They're taken from 1,000 feet away with a telescopic lens, so you're not gonna get any good pictures. But like, once you saw her in the show and how well she's doing, and then like I'm hearing about season 2, it's like mostly about her story and her sister, and I'm like, she's a really good actress. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna say anything else about it. Just
Yeah.
basically the first season, it got me in, and I seen like pretty much like everything like up to date as it is.
Yeah.
So like the third season, I'm like up to date. I'm trying to do like episode by episode and all that. So, but overall, I mean, it's a good
I mean,
series
yeah.
to watch.
We can talk about Guyver the Dark Hero, but it's pretty much over after that when I explain Power Rangers. It's like it's a bad guy. He has things, doesn't happen, movie's over.
Yeah. They're like, oh,
I
what
mean, there's
happened
more
to
to
that?
it, but it's like the end of the day, it's Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
take with that
fights
what you will.
he fights there's always a twist, and the guy
It's always
gets
a
like
twist.
he gets like the same kind of suit basically.
I really wasn't like surprised by the twist at all.
Yeah.
What what I would have been surprised about had it been like the Corey chick had been the main bad guy. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
one
that
would
would
have been a twist, but
yeah.
it wasn't. And I was like, okay, it's kind of what I expected, but I don't care anymore. But it's
But
still fun to watch.
what could have been like more to it with that one would be that if there's like the ship,
Mhm.
for the Guyver, like for this one guy actually. What if there was like others like everywhere else? Since
Yeah, I could
Kronos is
activated a bunch of
everywhere.
other ships. That would have been
Yeah.
cool. Or like
With
it had
like
a map of all like all the other Guyver suits that are still active out there, and it's like we got to get rid of all these. And it's like,
or if there is like other Guyvers, roaming around fighting everything and nobody doesn't know about it.
yeah, I mean,
Or I mean, even
a
the guy,
Guyver core.
yeah, or even the guy Sean, he doesn't know anything about it. But then they should do it like another movie, and
Feels like I saw on IMDb there was 3 movies, and I was like, what?
oh, there's
Oh
no,
yeah.
but I think there was like
Oh
it
no,
was
these are
more an
animated
anime, I
movies.
think.
Ooh. Oh yeah, 2005. Okay. Animated Guyver movies.
Yeah. The anime Guyver movies are very, very graphic as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the movie, like I said, the movie's graphic, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
No, but this
But
is like that the anime is more graphic. As you know, we call anime is
yeah,
always graphic.
it's anime. It's a part of our
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah, definitely. It's like even we call it Ghost in the Shell. That one is just like my favorite. I love watching, your Ghost in the Shell or trying to remember that one cartoon where it's like he's the guy's a demon, but he has
Mhm.
like long white hair.
Oh, Inuyasha.
Yeah,
Inuyasha? Yeah.
with the huge long sword and all that.
Yeah.
And, I think he's trying to compensate for something. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it looked like a girl for the longest time. There's a few animes that I've watched like 1 episode or 2 episodes of, and like Appleseed and Ghost in the Shell were 1, and then Inuyasha, and then Bleach, and like I just can't seem to get into any of the major classics like Dragon Ball or One Piece, because it's just I know there's so much information to download that I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to do it. There's too much information to download about these shows that it's like, you know what? Forget it. But like Prison School, I love that anime
Oh yeah.
because it's very simple story, and it's funny, and it's full with boobs.
And you know what? But there's like another movie that's like anime wise, but then they made it into a movie. Oh, was it Death Note?
Oh yeah. I've seen like 10, 28, 10 episodes of that one.
Yeah,
But
but they had like one
yeah,
movie of it. They had the Japanese version, and then they had the
right.
American version, and I was like, "This is cool as shit."
Yeah.
Especially the guy just like walking around and like, "Who are you gonna kill next?"
I mean, it would be something that like you couldn't give that book to just anybody. Just like
here, write it down.
it's just like, yeah, everyone who's ever annoyed me gets written into the death note. Yep,
Yeah.
that guy's gone. And it's like the fact that you can create their own deaths and he didn't do anything ridiculous makes you know that he's a psychopath. Because like not one guy died from farting himself to death. Like not even once. Like, come on. I would have done at least 2. Just like one guy, just there you go. Senator Ted Cruz farts himself to death. Done. And then that would be on his obituary, and I would laugh and giggle every time I saw
it. Culprit, Taco Bell.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
Random street tacos, just like
This is gonna be a great week when I get the sound clips for like before and after the thing,
Yeah.
So it'd be like like dong. Yeah. Yeah, the bell goes off. It's like, oh, we need a bigger box.
Yep. Oh well.
All right. Here's one question. Well, I got two, but here's one. Now, you're familiar with The Shining?
Yes.
Where do you think the twins are at now? The twins in The Shining that come face to face with the kid on
like in the lore or in reality?
In pretty much reality. I looked it up and it's weird, but
okay. So my hope is that they both went off to just lead normal lives separately from each other, and like they just lived off royalties for the rest of their lives. And every once in a while they'll break it out at a Comic-Con and get paid like $600 on a weekend, but they're like accountants. They don't do anything.
No. But you're right on certain points and you're wrong on certain points.
Okay.
You're right on about they're doing separate lives.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing separate. What you're wrong, they don't get royalties at all.
What?
They don't get royalties at all. They never got anything as it
Kubrick,
is.
you dick.
So they didn't get anything, but they do stuff. They do go to Comic-Con here and there, to like make appearances and all that. But also they do like one person works at some kind of like flower shop or whatever, and then this one works over here, and
that's what I figured
and whatnot. But they're still alive. They're still doing whatever. And it dawned on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like where is these two?
Because sometimes you hear about child actors and the story ends up grisly, but I want to be hopeful that story where they're like the two girls from The Shining that like brought terror to so many just ended up having normal lives that are like quaint. And like this would be fun in my mind that they ended up with like nice endings, like not happy endings, just peaceful endings more than anything else.
Because I got the action figures of the two girls.
Yeah.
So we call it like
so they didn't get any of that.
It's in the closet somewhere. It's right next to like my my Funko Pop of Chucky.
No, I'm still mad. Like, okay, producer of The Shining, he dies from farting himself as well. Adding that guy's name to the list. Come on. The kids don't even get like even the merchandising of their own properties. Come on.
Hold on. I'm just writing that down for description purposes for the thing.
Yeah.
By farting. Oh,
by farting. Yeah.
That would be instrumental in everything else.
Like, that's what if I had the Death Note, it would be a lot of hilarious and ridiculous deaths, like pianos falling from the sky. And like, why is so many people dying from pianos?
Elton John's getting pissed.
Like, what's going on?
You son of a bitch.
That reminds me of that show Dead Like Me, because it was like why are they always ridiculous? It's like, because that's our department. We're in accidents.
So since we're on the subject of dying, who do you think will die first? Betty White or Keith Richards? Now, given I asked many people on, doing the podcast,
right?
And it is 6-4 Keith Richards.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So you're going with Keith Richards, so it's gonna be like 7-4.
Because it's like Betty stays quiet, she doesn't do anything, and like Keith, I think, what is he still touring, or is he like just?
They're going to tour and everything else. But I talked to Matt from Geek Hops and Tim from I think his name is Tim. He's going to kill me if I don't get this right. But game of for a movie,
right?
And they're like, listen, Betty White's going to be like 1,000 years old. She's going to outlive everybody.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be in like, where is she at 100 yet? What were
Next,
Stan Lee? I think was at 100 and Stan Lee was at 101, right? Or like
yeah, but
99.
she's gonna be
It's
100
close.
in January. She's 99 now,
Mm.
so she's gonna be 100 like
Like, she's not gonna break a
January 15th.
record. I think it's 106 is the record, or
No,
110.
there's other women that not celebrities,
Right.
but like one woman I think just had like her 127th birthday.
Wow. Okay.
So she's the one that's like up there. That's where you gotta catch up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Betty White has a lot
Yeah.
of
She still have a little bit. She still has time. Has a whole couple decades to catch up.
yeah. It's like all right, like I got a little tinkering to go on with my whole.
Yeah, but Keith Richards is more about usage than like that's my only thing. I feel like maybe that might actually help him survive a bit more. Huh, I think about it. Because he's got a goal, he's doing things, and he's always moving, he's working out, and like, all right.
But then he'll fart and then he'll die. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or like somebody will trip and then somebody like, and a fucking cart is gonna fall on him or something. It might be just an accident. Somebody throws something like a pair of panties at his face and it like disorients him. He falls off the stage, and it's like,
or he just sits there and plays a guitar and a sandbag hits him right in the head.
Yeah.
It's so sad that we're thinking about killing people.
I'm thinking of ways people die, which is I like to write things, so that happens sometimes where you're just like, what would be an interesting way for this guy to die?
What else? Stampede? No. Just out of nowhere. Kind of like that. We call it that beer commercial. Like, hey, I'm drinking beer, and all of a sudden there's that bull that comes through the whole thing. Oh shit!
Speed? So random.
Yes. No, but just one bull.
But we're in Spain.
Bull.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's one bull. That's it. Yeah.
One bull. It's not a whole stampede.
Yeah, it's just one bull. And I forgot what the beer was. We called the commercial, but it was like, like it says like something. Huh?
Was it Moose Knuckle or something?
No. It was like very old, like like in like late 70s, I think.
Okay.
And then the guy's just like, they're drinking. All of a sudden, he goes, "Let me know." And all of a sudden, you see like the bull just come through the wall and kicking and whatever. And I'm like, holy shit!
It's like, what is going on?
And then came the Hawaiian Punch guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can't mention the bull saying that. Oh yeah. But they have there's actually a game in Texas. It has to be Texas.
It has to be in Texas.
Yeah, it has to be in Texas. So they have the bull. They have the bull coming out of the gate, and those round plastic things like that you can put your whole body in there and you just bounce each other off. So they got these cowboys like having this whole thing wrapped around them, and then the bulls are just flipping them like they're like, oh shit.
Man, okay.
And like they have nothing else better to do. I'm like,
no, it just every day I realize we're a species not meant for survival. Like we're not meant for it. We just we're gonna be our own demise more than likely. Just like
you can get killed jaywalking just for the hell of it. Like
we were watching 1,000 Ways to Die today, and I was just like,
oh my god, show is still
why? No, we were watching on YouTube.
Oh my god!
Because we were in the elevator, and I was like, the guy next to me was like, "What do you think would happen if the cable snapped?" And I was like, "Hopefully, the emergency brake kicks on, and it only lasts for about the 2 hours it's supposed to take to get us out of here." And he's like, "How do you know that?" It's like, because I remember from 1,000 Ways to Die that somebody died because an elevator's emergency brake failed and the cable snapped, and that guy died. And it's like, oh, It's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, we should probably get out of this elevator.
Yeah. Well, we're at. Let's watch Final Destination where we're at it.
Yeah. Like, let's just piss on Death's face some more and like dare him to kill us.
Fuck you.
I'm never gonna die. And then a cheese sandwich shows up, and I'm just like, ah.
Cheese sandwich for you, hero for me. Meatball, gotta go. Yep. Save it.
I want a hero.
No, I just I had like chicken and something. We had like the Hello Fresh, which
Mm.
Hello Fresh, if you want to sponsor me,
Hey, there you go. Hello Fresh.
Hello Fresh.
Hello Fresh. Why go to
Hello.
the convenience? Why go to the trouble of standing around all those other knuckle draggers at the grocery store where you can have the food delivered to your house? Hello Fresh.
Oh, my girlfriend loves it. We call it, it's good actually. I like it.
Yeah.
It's like certain things.
Uh,
Like I had tacos where I'm not really a vegetable guy,
yeah.
and she just said like, "Here, just eat this," and it's like, "Don't worry about it." And I'm like, and I eat the whole fucking thing, and she goes, "All right, good thing I didn't tell you what was in it, so I'm going to tell you now." And I'm like,
What? What was in it?
I was
Not
like,
poison.
okay.
Let's start with that.
I was like,
Not
okay, no
poison.
problem. It was all good.
What
So,
was in it?
no, it was like what is it, like red cabbage and something else, like two
Oh,
other things. But
it's like
I
a
like I
vegan
said, I usually
taco.
have it plain or something like chicken with like rice and
Hmm.
avocado ranch, like Taco Bell stuff. Since we're back on Taco Bell, but what is your favorite Taco Bell go to?
So I usually like, what do I get from Taco Bell? I like the, what is it? The gorditas with the chicken gorditas. Yeah, chicken gorditas, and yeah, yeah,
That's
just give me
about
a
it.
chicken gordita, and I like a Baja Blast, and I'll be good to go. Somebody's going out to Taco Bell for me. Yeah, I like. I've been using a lot of apps lately to get my food,
Yeah,
so I've just been customizing all my Taco Bell orders because you can do that on the app. Taco Bell, if you're listening,
yeah.
just like bring
There's
back
no
the grilled
sponsor.
stuffed burrito, you freaks! No,
It's like, come on, Taco Bell.
you bastards! I'm tired of having to make it in your app.
Here, because I always get like they had like avocado ranch, but it was always like chicken, cheese, and rice
Yeah,
and avocado ranch. I'm like, listen, just take the fucking cheese out and just give me the rice, chicken, and avocado ranch.
you can
It's
do
gonna be
that.
good enough as it is.
You can totally do that one. You can totally make that. I like, what was it? That's what I was doing. I was making a grilled stuffed burrito since they don't have them anymore.
Yeah,
So I take a burrito supreme. I swap out like, what is it? I swap out the beans. No, I swap out a few things and I add like avocados and jalapenos and steak, and then I tell them to grill it because it's buried under 6 different lines of code. And then it's like, okay, and it tastes almost the same, but it's not, because it definitely feels cheap when I do it. It's like, oh, it makes me sad. Like, why can't you just give me what I want? To talk about.
so let's get into a different subject, but it's going to coincide basically like a segue.
All right.
Since we're talking about food consumption and gassy kind of people,
Segue.
what's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler?
Since you're going by Randy Savage,
Yep.
yeah, which we know now is your favorite, like not your favorite probably, but
No,
wrestler you like.
it was more like he told, so I'm gonna make this answer very long. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
my
go
best to
ahead.
try and keep it under 2 minutes. So when I started with cult45, literally that day, beat him down, his nom de clore for the show, asked me what was my podcasting name, because so far in my other podcast it's just been Randy. It was just that guy Randy, and I had no idea. So my first thing was like, well, I like to be kind of random. And then my name, I like my name. So it's Random Randy. And then I remembered an old football coach who used to just do this to my name all the time. He'd like, Savage, Randy Savage, get over here. Like he would just call me that, even though
Yeah.
that wasn't my name, because everyone can't say my last name because it's French. And, because French slave owners. But yeah, so it was like Random Randy Savage. That was the first 3 things that came in my head. And I said, that's my name. And he's like, you sure? I was like, sure. If I don't like it, I'll change it within a week. It's been 3 years now. So I'm gonna be, yeah. So I'm but when I did watch wrestling way back, I was part of the degeneration
Yeah.
part. Like that was my era. And I watched The Rock go from heel to hero. And honestly, I still like there was one. I used to like Chris Benoit until I learned more about his history. I used to like the Dudley Boys before I learned about their history. And then I used to like wrestling until I learned about its overall history. So I like Mankind. Mankind is like, he seems to be the one consistent. He's always insane, but he's always a really nice guy outside of that. He always seems to want to do good by others and he always wanted to take care of everyone else. And like, I've heard like stories about matches and stuff like that. And I like Mankind. He's a weird guy, but I think he nails it being a good guy.
So tidbit about we call it Mankind, and some of you wrestling fanatics.
Mick Foley, that's his real name.
Yeah, Mick Foley. That's his real name. Everybody knows what it's going to be. But now, everybody that has kids, and if they're listening to this, hold their ears. I don't want them to hear this because Mick Foley plays Santa.
Oh.
But I live in Long Island, and he lives in Long Island. He lives like maybe 2-3 towns from where I am at. And he plays Santa Claus at my in-laws photo shop.
No.
So he sits there, has the presents, and you take like Christmas pictures that you can send out during for the mail and all that.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and actually a friend of mine that I known since like the bar days, she is a hairdresser, and she always does the guy's beard and get the whole thing. Like, he has like ads on like the beard for like as it is. But she does like the wig stuff as well. So then she just goes and gets it all prepped up and everything else. And so it's basically I don't want the kids to figure out like, oh my God, there's no Santa. It's like, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay, now parents, you can let go of the ears. Okay,
we're back on it.
We're back on it. So Mankind,
Mick Foley, he was a great guy. Great guy.
Is Cactus Jack, is Dude Love.
that one was that must have been back in the Japanese era. Like, was he Dude Love closer to like
no, he 90s? Was Dude Love when he was in WWE.
Yeah,
or still is actually, to be honest. So you have Mankind, was doing the whole thing. And then after when Mankind, he finished that persona,
right?
Dude Love came around because he wanted to be a sex symbol. So
okay, that's why I don't remember.
That's what Vince McMahon wanted. It was like, oh, you can be a sex symbol. So now he comes out wearing tie-dye shirts and everything else, scantily clad women dancing around him and everything else. Then he had a match with Triple H at a street fight. So now they had Mankind, which the greatest scientific of cinematography, even in the late 80s or early 90s. They had Mankind on one side, and then you see not Dude Love. Yeah, actually Dude Love and Mankind like in the same room somewhat.
Right.
Oh. And they're talking and back and forth. It's like, well, we can't go into this fight. I'm not a street fighter. And he goes, well, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Dude Love was like, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
It's like, well, yeah, who else is there?
Do it. Well, there's Cactus Jack. And then all of a sudden he comes out, and then he's he's the ultimate, like,
yeah, he's the nutcase.
The Japanese, like, torture, ring and everything else. And
are those tacks? Are those tacks? Yeah.
And smoke grenades and
and barbed wire and like
barbed wire and
like, what?
They if you want to get the craziest motherfucker there is, and everybody's doing a barbed wire match and like, oh, the referee's like, I'm not doing it. It's like, well, who we're gonna get? Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley do it.
Yeah, whatever. Go right in there, bring Sacco. There you go. Which he's done.
That was actually like the fact that he's like, this is my finishing move.
Yeah.
Like, ew, gross.
Stinky, smelly sock.
Out of my pants next to my balls. It's like, oh.
Here, have some jockish.
It would have been like, I was thinking about it, and I like the guys I respected the most, like Mick Foley and then Triple H. And I was like, because of that, I remember watching that same documentary. It was like the one match Triple H had literally blown out his entire thigh, and like he just kept going. And I was like, that's impressive. Like the amount of pain you just have to like, nope, it doesn't exist right now. We're just I have one leg. I can hobble over there and do a pin.
Yeah, but did you see like the fact that they made it look like, you know, he's like the $1 million, no, not the $1 million man, but the $6 million man? Yeah, there was like a match, and then they had a feud going on with Booker T, which is King Booker, or is he called the King Booker? Yeah. And then you had Jerry the King Lawler, you know, and then they were having a tiff or whatever. So now management's like, all right, well, we got somebody to face Booker T, you know, in this match, and then it's the King of Kings, which is, you know, Triple H. Yeah. But then they had the whole thing going, is like, we can rebuild him, you know, like that, and then you start doing the running, and then the muscles, and and I'm like,
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not jacked, because that guy's been jacked for forever. So
it still is basically. It still is. Him and his wife, you know, like, you know, McMahon, yeah, Stephanie, we've been like working out ever. She's like in a book or something now.
Yeah.
But you know, mine is, wait, let's see if I can find them. I got so many tattoos I can't even find it. Can you see the Undertaker?
Oh yeah, I see it there.
For everybody else that don't know, I have a Undertaker symbol with like a dragon wrapped around it because I don't want to get copyrighted. So
no, it's just a thing.
Yeah,
I think we made up. It's fine.
It's not the computer. It's real. Yeah,
it's not the same thing.
And then I was like, because I love Undertaker, it's like my kind of like alter ego kind of thing. Because I have like, you know, even to this day, like even for Halloween, you know, because my work is doing the Halloween party kind of thing on Friday. Right. So I'm like, what should I bring? Yeah, and I'm like, you know, I'll just get the House of 1,000 Corpses fucking mask.
Yeah.
You know, which is the not Captain Spaulding, but have you seen the movie House of 1,000 Corpses?
It's like you saw it in my face. Like, nah, I have it in my house. I still haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Well,
I have a bunch of those movies. Like, yeah, I heard of them. They're in my possession. I still haven't seen it yet. Like, there was the movie we did, Under the Skin. I'd had it for like 5 years, and like I knew what it was, and I just was waiting for a time to watch it. And I was like, Black Widow's coming out. We're gonna watch Under the Skin. All right, cool.
That's all right. That's like me with Superman versus Batman. I got it still in the wrapping. I haven't even opened it up. I'm like,
which one?
No, the very first one where they were like going against each other, like the very first Superman versus Batman.
The Zack one, Zack Snyder one?
No, the other one.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm like, it's still in the wrapping. I didn't open it up. I'm like, you know what? This is like ridiculous. Superman's gonna fucking kill fucking Batman. So what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he has all this stuff on the utility belt, but still, you know, it's like
I just think it really depends on who's writing it, right? It's like that was my thing about the Batman and the Dark Multiverse was like, it really depends on what universe you're in. If Superman or Batman wins, because it's like, yeah, Superman wins just on default. If there was no morality and there was no history with them, there's definitely, for sure, if they were just two guys who walked in the room together, Superman would destroy this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but because of the morality, because of the history, because of like the backstory, that changes. And then you have Batman's like, his one superpower is his fan plot armor, his prep time. And it's like, every time somebody shows like, no, if he knew about it, he would definitely plan for it. And it's like, that's you giving the character more grace than you would give anyone else, which becomes a superpower. It's like, how does he defeat a god, basically? How does he punch out Darkseid? Just like that, because he can. He thought about it. Took 20 minutes.
I'm waiting for them to do a Bizarro thing. You know, I want them to do, like, you know, they got everybody else doing different shit, you know, with different characters. What happened to Bizarro? You know, bring that one out.
I don't know. I want a Batman movie with Clayface. I just like, because that's something we haven't seen in a while or ever in a live action aspect. Because in the animated series, it was really good because it was a failed actor who was caught up in the mob and who got a chemical spilt on him that allowed him to change his face. But it was an addictive substance and he needed more and more. And he became so addicted to it that it just kept globbing on. And then he was able to manipulate it better into solid objects, but he couldn't control it to hold his beautiful face together. So he lost his mind. And I was like, that makes more sense. That would be a cool live action story that you have where like, you get someone like really handsome, like Chris Pine. Yeah. And then it's like, I can't keep, I know I'm the greatest actor in the world. And it's like, no one would believe it, but it would be fun to watch. Just watch him. And like, then Chris Pine fights Robert Pattinson with the Clayface powers. I would watch this. I was like, shut up and take all my money.
We were me and my friend at work, we were talking about this. Like, we're talking about like every kind of Batman scenario and alternate universe kind of thing. And imagine from the TV series, like Adam West kind of thing, where they had, you had the Riddler, but now they're making the Riddler be more like a serial killer,
right?
Like an upcoming movie or something. I think with Patterson, I think it is,
right?
And then but then they wanted they wanted Kristen Stewart to be fucking Joker, And I'm like, really? You want to have Twilight again? I'm like, the fuck,
This is a different universe.
Yeah, it's a different universe. But then we figured, well, if they're going to do a different universe kind of thing, do like the series, get King Tut in there.
Ooh, or Maxie Zeus, like from the animated series. Yeah, which is based off the King Tut as the character. So
yeah, because we thought it was just like, because you got Riddler, you got, you had Joker, you had Catwoman. Yeah, Penguin as it is, and Colin Farrell is supposed to be.
You know what? Penguin. I wouldn't mind a Kristen Stewart Joker. Now I think about it, I just like, because why not? It would be funny,
like a female version, like Joker was, not like a Harlequin, but more.
Yeah, like an actual Joker who's
actual Joker kind of thing,
and it, like make her insane, like whatever. It doesn't matter. Like there's a character Jinx, the daughter of Harley Quinn and Joker. Is that who that is? Harley Quinn and Joker? There's a character Jinx in the comics who was like insane and Joker's daughter and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, totally make that happen. Whatever. I mean, or make her Joker. I don't care, because there's nothing about that character specifically that has to be a man. Yeah. It only has to be someone who's crazy. So anyone can be crazy. So, and they have to have a loose sense. Like, I always felt like Joker's kind of lawful crazy or lawful chaotic, because he has rules. Like, there are times in the comics where Joker like, no, I am definitely not fighting with the Nazi. Like, that was a line in the comic. Like, no, I'm not fighting with the Nazi. And it's like, okay, so there are limits to where Joker will go. And it's like, even in No Man's Land, he didn't kill. I don't think he would have killed all those kids in that basement, but he definitely shot that one lady. So it's like, but it was just a trap. It was a trap to get, who was that lady? It was like Commissioner Gordon's side piece, and I can't remember. But yeah, it's just like, nothing about the Joker character needed to be a dude. So you can cast whoever you want in that spot, as long as they can pull a really good performance. And like, Kristen Stewart has been kind of ambiguous lately. Like last Charlie's Angel movie, she looked more like a dude in a lot of those shots. I was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't care, because it'd be more fun to watch. I mean, I like, instead of the same 3 handsome white guys you keep bringing in, bring more females in, bring more guys in, bring more black guys in, bring more Asian guys in. This whole Hollywood doesn't have to be the 6 same people over and over again. We're not the BBC. We can do more, right? We can we don't have to have
Hollywood has like that thing where, I don't think they have an original thought in their head.
They don't, but it's like,
because they're doing all like not repeats. Remakes,
reboots, sequels, and redones, and it's like, I get it, but as someone who's trying to write their own stuff, it is hard. And I did that a lot when I was in like film school. I would someone would tell me their idea, and I'd be like, oh, so it's like the Matrix, but without the the guns. And they're like, how do you do that so often? It's like, yeah, because I watch a lot of movies and I know a bunch of movies. And what you're describing to me, like going back to Guyver, reminded me of Power Rangers. Reminded me of Power Rangers, just with an R rating. I was like, oh, okay. Which is totally cool. And it's like, you know, Chucky, the newest Chucky, 2019 Chucky, is basically Age of Ultron. So it's like there are no original ideas. There have never been original ideas. There's always been somebody taking something from older times and repurposing, repackaging, changing one thing, moving another thing. You know, the Matrix is just the Wizard of Oz with technology, you know, or Harry Potter is just Jason and the Golden Fleece, but you know, now it's a wand. And it's like the stories change, but it's like the characters and the motivation and like the society around it changes with it. So it changes the perspective of the actual movie you're watching. Because like a movie that was, you know, that was made in the 70s as a horror movie ends up being hilarious in the 2020s because it's ridiculous to watch these guys do this thing and be like, this was created by DNA. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, so sorry.
No, it wasn't. But okay, good luck with that.
So
we made a tiger leg. And I was like, what?
So you're making a movie, you're saying, or you're making a movie, or you're writing a story for a movie?
I'm writing a movie.
Writing a movie. Yeah, you want to talk about it, or is it going to be just?
Yeah, we can talk about it. So I was like, it might get my brain juices flowing a bit more.
Yeah, there you go.
So one of our episodes we did Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And we watched this movie and we're sitting there like, this movie's dog shit. It's like, yeah. And a lot of the times in our cult45 escapades, we watch a lot of dog shit movies.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll be like, you know, if you do this and change this, this will make a better movie. You know, if you do this and you do this, it would like we were talking about The Room. And it's like, you know, The Room would be so much better if Lisa had purposely drugged Johnny to make him go insane. And he was like, and then him acting more crazy, him throwing things, him killing himself at the end of the movie makes more sense. And the fact that she lies, it's like Johnny hits me and like, but the bruises come from her lover, like make Lisa the actual villain of the movie. And it's like, yeah, makes more sense. Makes the movie more coherent and it makes more, you know, actually kind of brings a little bit of a storyline to it. And I was like, that movie actually becomes better. You change a few things. And it's like a lot of movies I've been noticing is like, if you change one or two things, kind of makes it go a little better. And I was like, okay, got to shut up and put my money where my mouth is. So Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, I was like, I can make a better movie than this. Just using the concept of Jesus Christ fighting vampires. So far, and that was the idea originally. It was going to be Jesus Christ, but it was going to be Black Jesus fighting vampires. And I've walked away from the Black Jesus fighting vampires so hard because it's like you come up with an idea, and so far it's like black stripper embodied by the power of Christ fights demonic antichrist trying to basically just end the world. But like the thing about I want to make it's not malicious. He's not trying to end the world because he hates the world. He wants to end the world to appease God. Because that's his role in the story.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what it like the monologue I had in my head. I was like, I am not the bad guy. I am just the tool. I am not really your enemy. I am just here to be in front of you. I am an obstacle in your way. I don't want to kill you, but I will because it's my purpose in the story. And it's like, and the character, because he's a character in the movie, he doesn't realize that as me writing as God, I am the person in charge of his entire life. And it's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How are you in charge of my, like, yeah, that's how it works. God is in charge of our entire lives. And he has the ability to write anything he wants in the story. And he's putting these terrible things in front of you. It's like, but wait, wait, no. And I was like, it's not the same movie as, Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter. It's going to get way headier and meta. And I'm going to try and like add a lot more social justice in there that people might not swallow, but I'm going to try and make it funny too. That's because I feel like those kinds of topics work better if you kind of wrap them in a joke. I was like, yeah, police brutality. It's funny if it's a joke. But
are you gonna insert yourself into the movie as well?
No. I do my best to try and not do that because I'm not M. Night Shyamalan. So it's like
twist.
Yeah, with a twist. No, I'm not. I don't do that. There was one time I did write a short, and I wrote it for a guy in mind, and he didn't want to play it, so I ended up playing it, and I that short's on YouTube if anyone wants to look it up. I'm not gonna say the name. You can find it on your own. But yeah. It's like the more often than not, my stories that I write are just, they're like you said, they're lucid dreams. They're like dreams I had, or like ideas that I had that I thought were funny, and I was like, let me expand on this a bit more. But like I've never written anything longer than 12 pages, and so far I'm triple that. I need to go to 110 pages, and I'm a third of the way there. But it's getting good. I like it, and everyone else who reads it so far, they like it. And it's just like the problem is I'm stuck on this part, and I know what needs to happen, but I don't know how it's supposed to go down. Where it's like if I was watching this movie, I'd watch this movie and I'd be like, so this guy does a thing and he does the next thing, and then that's the end of this thing. And I was like, okay. Kind of boring. Why did this need to happen? And I was like, nah, move the plot along. It's like, yeah, just so you can get back to the other guy, the cool characters, though, like the nun with the backstory about killing people, or like the possessed woman who's like going to be the catalyst for the Antichrist, and like, oh yeah, and then we got to get back to our Jesus monologue thing. And I was like, yeah, I want to get back. But this character needs his story told real fast, and then we can move back to all those cool stories. I'm like, so make this one cool first, and then move back to like, no. We got to finish this part, and then move on to the next part. I'm like,
yeah, I always want to write like some kind of story, but not good with like if I could if I can be able to like write it down, it's just gonna be all run on fucking sentences all throughout the fucking book. Because like
that's what Quentin does.
Yeah, that's true. Like, oh, I'll write this down. And I think if I would just write it down, like, notes or whatever, and this and that, and then coincide with somebody. Yeah.
I've been having the same issue where it's like, I have the ideas. I have the want to write this thing, but I need a process. Because like everyone who writes professionally doesn't talk about like the great ideas and all the time they spent. Like they talk about their process. They talk about what they do to get it done, and it's work. And it's like right now I work normal 9-to-5 jobs, and I do a podcast, and it's all creative work in some aspects, but it's like adding more work to this work pile is something I really have to like get out of my own ass about. It's like, oh, I don't want to do it. Like I could go back to the gym too if I really wanted to, but it's like the same reasons of why I can't finish this section of the story. It's like I know what I want, but I have no desire to do the work to get it. I was like, oh, that sucks.
In your head, you see it being like a multi masterpiece kind of thing.
But oh God, no, this is going to be something like we can do with a bunch of people. I'm writing parts for people I know, because I'm expecting not a lot. Like this is not a masterpiece. This is just something I want to make something that'd be fun to watch with a bunch of friends. Because that's usually what I write movies for anyway. It's like I write movies, or I write the shorts that I write because I want to see what's on the screen that came from my head. Like that's the biggest kind of like when I was making shorts was kind of the thrill, was having the dreams, the ideas that I were like bubbling in my brain to just kind of transcend from my mind onto a screen, and everyone else can see it now. And I was like, this is what I was thinking about. You guys can see it, and you guys can watch it, and you guys can see if I'm crazy or not. And it's like, And I'm like, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. I was like, it makes sense. Okay, good. I'm not that crazy. All right, cool.
Then they
Here's
look at it
another one.
like, oh my God, is this a Stephen King movie? No, Randy Savage.
I've done, we did a short like that where the guy was like, wait, is this supposed to be about child molestation? And I just kind of looked at him like, yes, it is. I didn't tell him that it was a mistake and that was me in the background, but the light wasn't, I was in the light, so you could just see my pant legs, and it was like, it was an experimental film, and it was like, and he pieced it together, and I just said, yeah. And then the person next to me was like, who was doing the cinematography, she's like, no, it wasn't. Randy was standing in the wrong spot. And I was like, he didn't need to know that. This movie just came 10 times better if you just let me lie.
Just shut up.
Let me lie about the movie.
I was getting my money's worth out here.
I was lying about what the reason was that guy was standing there for it. It made more sense in your experimental film that you wrote. Whatever.
Yeah, an experimental of having Taco Bell be a sponsor. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, there it is. Yeah. Everybody to Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, we just pray to Taco Bell, and they're like, wait a minute, you want people to fart to death? No, not really.
You want people to fart to death? Oh yeah, just a little.
Yeah, just to get the air out.
Just to see what would happen. I don't know about this.
But
how much money would it take for you to be okay with this?
Yeah. I mean, I tried everybody from I actually tried to get Nintendo of America to sponsor me. Yeah. Nintendo of America, Bones Coffee, there's a donut shop, not Dunkin' Donuts, but there's one called Duck Donuts. And I was trying to get, so
you should just call HelloFresh. Apparently they do everything.
Well, I know. I'm going to try to get a HelloFresh
out there. HelloFresh and like Squarespace is always, I always hear that one. Squarespace.
But it was just like, all right, I'm going to do this and that, and hopefully, and then everybody else is getting like Splenda. And I'm like, well, hey, how about Splenda? I'd use it too.
Wow.
Well,
I want some sponsors. That'd be awesome.
I mean, that's what I want. I want to just like sponsored by, but now I'm going to say sponsored by the letter B. Yeah. Yeah. So, or the letter T. Yeah.
Sponsored by. No, we have a sponsor, and he's a really good guy. whitecupent.com. Go to whitecupent.com for all of your apparel needs and use the promo code CULT45 for 20% off your total purchases. whitecupent.com. They fucks with us.
Yeah, there you go. We call it. Now continue on with where they can find you.
Exactly. Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Random Randy Savage of Cult45 Podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Cult45 Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch. You can find us on all of your podcatching apps. It's out there. That's Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But go to Podbean because that's where we live and that's who hosts us. And if we play nice, they might push us up more in the ranks. And we're trying to get to 200K. Trying to get 200K, and we're so close. We're so close. Trying to get to 200K before the end of the year, but it's like it would need a big boost to do that. But
yeah, I think I got like maybe 1,500. Fucking no, 13. I don't know. So
yeah, I forgot. I don't know the numbers, but Beat 'em Down's really wanting to get to 200K, and I'm just happy to put a good show on every week.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah,
that's all I want to do. I want to put a good show on every week, and I want to make people at least giggle a few times.
I like when people I like when people on Twitter, they go on there and they're like, they're like, listen to this. I'm listening to this. I'm glad that somebody's listening to my shit. And I'm like, wow. Even like, when I do my interviews, and some of the people like, I caught like one or two, and it's like really good. You do good stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I interviewed there's a guy called Squid Talks. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I had to talk to my cousin. And because it's Tattoo Squid, I got to talk to Squid Talks, and and then he's like, oh yeah, I listened to like the first 8 episodes. I'm like, well, huh? Were you 8 episodes? I'm like, do you have a life?
Yeah, so it'll be fun, 8 episodes.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, no, I was happy. I was like, wow. No, so I look at the Anchor, and And it's actually, if you want to go into Anchor, it's easy to make a podcast, because you just go into my podcast area and you listen to it, and there's the commercial for it.
Oh, yeah. I
And
tell people all the time, it's like, if you wanted to make a podcast, it really only requires two things: the ability to have something to talk about for at least 40 minutes and time. That's it.
yeah,
That's
if
it.
you have the time, then
If you have the time and if you have a subject you like talking about, you can make a podcast over literally anything.
because I did like a whole month of October actually last year. Like every day I did something for each movie. And and it was no editing, no nothing, whatever. It was just as is, put it on Anchor, and that was it. I never really edit, like, doing like music intros or or promos or whatever. Now I do. Now I'm home, I'm like boom boom boom, I do the thing, and so I do like two episodes like a weekend.
Oh wow.
So
Nice.
it's like this is like the off kind of interview, because I rarely do it like during the week.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. At least I'll have like more interviews going on. I'll just do one like, every once in a while.
Yeah, and
during
I
the
have
week.
a really shitty schedule. So it's
No,
like,
no. I mean,
that's
that's
what I
why
tell people all the time. It's like, it's really shitty. Like,
I tell people, like, I'm like, listen, I work with you guys. I'll work with anybody. Whoever wants to, like, whatever time frame is yours, and that you could be able to do, I'll work with you on it. It's no problem. Even during the week, I'm like, hell.
cool.
So, but I do, like, and then I got two more for like Friday and Saturday, and then so I think I had one by weekend. That was it. Like, because my girlfriend's like, listen, we need some time to ourselves. Yeah.
We need to hang out. You've been just doing so much work. I was like,
Yeah, but she's very proud. She's proud of me. We call for doing this whole thing, and I got like shirts and oh, by the way, tattoosquid.threadless.com. You can go get your shirt and
shirts.
yeah,
Shirts.
you go on there, man. We call it. You don't have to really pay anything on there.
Okay.
You just go on there as long as you have your uh whatever kind of idea of a picture.
Right.
And then you can go on there and put it on a shirt, put it on a tank top, put it on sweatshirt and everything else, skateboards, you name the list, and that's what they got on there. So they got like a whole multitude of things. If you want to have a flag, I think they have a flag. I don't know. Something.
I want a flag.
Well, no, a friend of mine at work, he's like, do you got a flag? I would like a flag. I'm like, I don't know. I'll check it out. I don't know if they have a flag, but they might if I ask it. Coffee mugs. I got one, like one or two coffee mugs with my stuff on there. So check them out. I mean, that somebody recommended it to me, and it was the greatest thing ever that I did. All I had to do was just put like all stuff on there, and then promote it out there.
See, there's another sponsor right there.
Yeah. Well, Threadless, I mean, they really helped me really good with the stuff and everything else. I think they take a percentage, I guess, like when I buy something.
Like everybody does. Like, yeah, just a little bit off the top.
No, but I mean, like, it's like if somebody buys something, that's when it happens. It's not like when you first start, and you put the stuff together. It's not like, oh, you got to pay for the time on this, you got to pay the website for this and whatnot. So from what I've seen, it didn't turn out that way. So, but see, folks, I could talk for real. I'm not joking around,
Right? We're doing like, yeah.
But you
doing man stuff,
you can
business
find
things.
Tattoo Squid podcast. You can find me pretty much on the link tree. You go on the link tree, you get like all the lists of everything. Plus, buy me a coffee, and the threadless.com. You got like a whole list on there. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. I'm actually on Twitch, and I don't even know how to fucking use Twitch. But maybe you guys can help me out. I don't know.
It's not that. I mean, it requires more stuff more than anything else.
I think that's like because I mean, you're using a microphone and a headset. I've been trying to do that shit, and lo and behold, it did not work because I'm doing it like nothing. But so maybe you can give me some pointers on what the whole thing is, and but
sure.
catch my man here. We call Randy Savage, on the Cult45 podcast. I don't know the schedule wise, but he'll tell you that, and then,
Oh yeah, so like it's weekly. So every Monday we have a new episode out. But if you really love us and you follow us, you'll happen to notice that those episodes show up a little early every once in a while. So
yeah. But like with this one, it would be like a couple of weeks down the line because I always go like in order of what I do
okay,
interview wise. So
cool.
it's like I don't want people cutting in line or something. So it's gonna be in there,
No. Yeah.
So by like maybe like the end of next month, probably, or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we should be deep into our Patreon picks by then. And
that's
like,
the other thing I haven't gotten into yet.
Yeah, so like if you really like our show, Cult45 Podcast, you can sign up on patreon.com/Cult45 Podcast and get an extra episode where we talk about new movies. Because like our show is basically focusing on older movies. And we did recently Halloween Kills. We're going to do Dune. We're going to probably do the Eternals when it comes out.
I've seen Dune. Dune is really good.
Yeah, we did, and we did the Dune, the 80s version back. Yeah, the original one back in September-ish. Yes, September. Yeah. And I was like, because I knew we were going to be busy in October, and I was like, and Dune's going to come out in October. I was like, we should just do it now and get it out of the way that way. And so far as Dune, I like the episode because it's funny. And I was like, because, David Lynch did not read this book. And I was like, neither did I, but I would have just like, this is not what I would have done.
And my girlfriend was like, oh, we got to watch Dune. I'm like, I seen the older one. And she goes, let's watch the new one. And then the whole time we're watching the movie, she's like, give me the whole backstory. I'm like, let's watch the movie.
I got the movie. I got it. I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm listening. It's
like
you're falling asleep. I'm like, yeah, because we're watching because I went to work.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. God,
but also, I liked it because it was like a Star Wars-esque kind of thing. Almost,
It was around that same time where like space battles and epic sagas, and
then everybody's having like wars with like different areas and all that.
Right. I was like, okay.
But cool. I want to see Halloween Kills. I'm gonna have to try to do that hopefully this weekend.
It really depends on how much you love Michael Myers.
I like Michael Myers as it is because I love horror stuff.
Okay, then you might enjoy Halloween Kills. I don't know Mike from Jason, so but I've seen more Jason movies and I didn't like.
Here's the thing I thought about when I did my unboxing. I did like unboxing for Loot Crate, and which I still got 2 more fucking unboxes to fucking do. But
Loot Crate.
Loot Crate. I mean,
Loot Crate.
I didn't say fucking Loot Crate. Now, I mean that meant we called the boxes. I forgot to do them.
Right.
I'm stressing on myself because I haven't done them in a while. But with Loot Crate, they have the unboxing, and I did one with what was it? It's obviously horror stuff, but I had this assumption of Freddy versus Jason, the movie. If they made a second one, then they should have like most of the horror icons make cameos in it. Like you have Freddy versus Jason, they fight again still, right? So then you go and they fight. Next door is Haddonfield where fucking Michael Myers is at. So then he gets into the fray.
That would be a weird transition.
It would be weird. But then all of a sudden after they start fighting and everything else, and then the kids in the background, they're like, what the fuck's going on? Then you got, fucking Pinhead and the Cenobites coming through a portal, to basically, intertwine with the whole thing and getting the mortals, which is the kids that's all about, and then out of nowhere, here comes aliens, flying down,
Jeez.
So it's like a clusterfuck of like, but then all of a sudden one guy's like, oh, what about Chucky? I'm like, he's probably gonna be running around and just kick him right in the fucking head. Yeah. He goes, fuck.
Or Ultron Chucky.
Or imagine if there's a tall fucking Chucky. Oh my god.
Ultron Chucky now. Like Chucky they made a Chucky doll, but it's like a size of a building. It's like
Yeah, him versus Stay Puff.
Okay,
But
so the way I would write that movie, it would be like someone got a hold of the Book of Destiny, and then like some really weird horror. That's what it is. Yeah. So like the Dream owns a bookshop. The Master of Dream owns the Wish Giver, the Wish Master. The Wish Master owns a bookshop, right? And he has this book, and like no, you can take that one. It's fine. And like, oh, it's so great. And like, well, it's all blank. The book like is based on your imagination. And like just fill it up and it'll be the greatest story you've ever read. Just put in an idea and it's gonna be so fun. And then like that's what happens is like guy just like starts scribbling about all the battles of the horror greats together, and then they all end up coming into reality based on this book. And it's like that way you have, oh, how did they get here? Magic. Why are they here? Magic. So someone has to sit there and bitch about like, well, this doesn't make sense of why they're like this. And like, how do you stop them? Burn the book. I don't like it. Does that work? And it's like, maybe. What if they kill the kid? Then someone else gets the book. And I don't know.
Yeah. All right, folks. We'll
need more. I'm gonna need more time to write it out. But yeah, definitely that's how it would work.
Hey, next time, when we do this again, or if I'm on Cult 45, not the malt liquor.
Not the malt liquor.
No.
And not the other thing.
Yeah. And not the other thing. No.
Not the other thing. We're definitely the two black characters who are very, very left leaning are not part of the other thing. We are not part of that Cult 45. We are our own Cult 45.
There you go. So Billy everybody follow Cult 45, follow Randy Savage on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we are done. And let me go and we finish this off, and then so check us out. Have a good night, everybody, and we will check you on the flip side. All right. And I'm going to talk to Randy in a few minutes. So okay.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.